So we've seen what happens in the shed to prepare for the Cobra Nationals, but now we're here at Wakefield Park, and in this particular year, it's 2019, 2 years ago at the last Cobra Nationals event. This was the King Cobra winning lap time, 104.807 done on the Sunday. So coming down the main straight, you want to really look towards the end of the concrete wall here on the left. That's going to be your first reference point. So just before the end of that wall, turn into turn one. Now clearly it's a very fast corner, so make sure that you lift off the throttle smoothly. Don't transfer the weight too aggressively. Same thing with the steering as well. So you want to make sure that you transition the car into that kink nice and smoothly and gently. Don't use any apex curbing at turn one through the kink. You want to get close to it, but important to stay off it. It's very easy to lock a tyre and get the car unsettled if you do use it. Brake in a straight line from there. So really important this next part to really utilize the track to your advantage. So you don't want to turn the car and brake the car at the same time. You want to go down there, put nice equal load on the front tires and make your downshift as easy as what it can be. So do that in a straight line. Aim towards the left-hand side of the track on turn-in, but turn in quite early into turn two, and you'll see through the exit, it opens up quite a lot. So it helps you to get the power down nice and early and open that steering lock up on the exit so you don't get any wheel spin. Into turn number three, and the next point of reference is going to be this curb on the right, and that again is going to be your brake point and your turning point. So braking quite hard and begin the turn in quite early. You want to carry a lot of speed into turn three, but important to not leave the turning too late. Get the turning happening quite early so that again the car's not trying to do too much late in the corner, and it's going to really upset the car balance if you try to do too much too close to the corner. So turning quite early. Use a lot of inside curb as well. Stay off the big tall part though. The little flat bit at the bottom doesn't upset the car and it just opens the corner up. To actually keep the car balanced through here, you can get to the throttle while you're in the corner, and that gets the weight back down on the tyre, which gives you the drive up the hill and stops the car from rotating into a spin. Up over the top, be very smooth with the throttle. Stay off the curbs all across the top here. Down the exit, you can use this exit curb, but just be careful because it is a little bit slippery. Turn in really early to the S-bend down the hill here. So I use a bit of inside curb. Try to be smooth with the steering and try not to do anything rash with the pedals. So make sure that coming down that hill there, you are nice and smoothly applying the throttle when you get back onto it. Into Fishhook, probably one of the toughest corners on the circuit. On the left-hand side of the road in the braking zone, and as you get to the end of the curb, jump on the brakes, and the initial brake application is going to be quite big, but you do want to brake in a straight line. So brake in a straight line from the left out to the right, and the little access road here is really your reference point. So that's going to be where you aim to get the car, and it's also going to be your turn-in point into Fishhook, which is quite early, but you can see the amount of understeer that you get at Fishhook. It actually puts the car pretty much in the right place once you get into the corner there. Stay off the inside curb. That's just going to upset the balance, so you don't want to hit it, but you do want to get as close to it as you can. Pick the throttle up nice and smoothly from the middle of the corner and run it out to about 2/3, 3/4 track or so. You don't want to run it out to the white line out here. Out there, it's too hard to get it back to the left, and you actually end up with more oversteer the wider you go. So if you leave it around about mid-track and bring it in tight through the next little sweeper here, car stays quite balanced. It also sets you up really well for the second last corner. Puts you on the left-hand side of the road, so you don't have to do as much work through this section of track. On the left, you've got a curb here. Again, that's going to be a reference point for you, so that's where you lift off and turn in. Be very smooth with how you do that, because if you transfer the weight too aggressively onto the front of the car, you're going to have a big slide through here before you get there. So lift off smoothly, turn in quite early, stay off the inside curb, but once you get to the apex, pick the throttle up, coming onto the back straight. Be wary of the outside curb. If you hit that, you'll have a big moment, as I just did. Into the last corner and brake between the 100 board and the 50 board, really hard on the brake pedal, big initial application into the last corner, down to second gear. And in the final corner, you stay quite high in the corner, late apexing it. The apex point is just at the end of the blue and white curbing here. So that's going to enable you to get a nice straight run onto the straight. And notice how late I actually get to the curbing. I don't get to the curbing really early. I see a lot of people try and make the corner too fast and end up too wide in the exit too early. So you want to really straighten your exit up and get to the curb just before it finishes for a nice run onto the straight. This video can be seen on YouTube. We'll link it in the description as well for the video heading out. So 104.807, that was a little bit of a look at how to navigate a lap at Wakefield Park in a Shelby Cobra replica.